Hi, I'm Alex Gay.
And I'm Katie Davidson. Welcome to the Monday Night Roar.
Thanks for tuning in. We have your latest news, entertainment, and sports.
All that coming up and more on the Monday Night Roar.
April is Research and Innovation Month at Clemson. All this month, the university will celebrate the role that research plays on campus and beyond by showcasing the academic excellence and scholarship of our students and faculty. The activities throughout the month will provide educational and networking opportunities, and the celebration will highlight Clemson research that has impacted and continues to advance South Carolina's civic, social, and cultural landscapes. A full calendar of events can be found online at ci.clemson.edu/RI month.
Carol, a 40-year-old Asian elephant with the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, returned to performances in Tupelo, Mississippi last Thursday after being shot there last year. She was shot behind the ear in April of 2013 while on tour. After the incident, she took off a few weeks to recuperate, but Thursday marks her first performance in Tupelo since the accident. Local law enforcement was increased at the show as a precaution due to last year's incident.
Have you ever had a problem with an ATM? One man from South Portland, Maine ran into a problem last Thursday he probably wouldn't mind experiencing again. When police officers investigated a complaint of a man taking an unusually long amount of time to complete an ATM transaction, they found him stuffing cash into a shopping bag. After what bank officials have called a code error occurred, the ATM responded to the man's $140 request with $37,000 in cash. No charges have been filed. Now let's check in with our jokester weatherman, James.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at the weather for the rest of the week. Looks like through the rest of the week, the first half of the week, we're going to see highs in the lower 70s. Through the weekend, it's going to be highs in the upper 70s. It's going to be a really nice weekend with only a 10% chance of rain on Saturday. A lot less cold than this weekend. Taking a look outside your window right now, it is cloudy. We could see some showers later tonight, and a warm 57 degrees, not really. 85% humidity because it is going to rain later tonight. Taking a look at your Doppler radar, there is a storm system moving through the southeast at this point. Some of it is coming through the Golden Corner. Later tonight, as I said, we can see some showers, but that's about it. So there are lots of worms on the ground today. Apparently they all drowned, but what's worse than finding a worm in your apple? Well, finding half a worm in your apple. Back to you guys. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, James. Congratulations to 3 Clemson professors who have received governor's awards for their influential research on optical materials science around the world. Both John Bellato and Apparel Rowe won the Governor's Award for Excellence in Scientific Research, and Brian Powell won the Governor's Young Scientist Award for Excellence in Scientific Research. Bellato is a professor of materials science and engineering and the Vice President of Economic Development. He has also been chosen to deliver the Arthur L. Friedberg Ceramics Engineering Tutorial in Pittsburgh this coming October. Rao is a professor of physics at Clemson and the director of the Nanomaterials Research Laboratory. Powell is an associate professor of environmental engineering and earth sciences and supervises the Environmental Radiochemistry Education and Research Program. All 3 honorees received their awards at the meeting of the South Carolina Academy of Science in Charleston on Saturday.
Last Thursday, the 2014 Focus on Creative Inquiry poster forum took place. 137 groups of students displayed their posters throughout Hendricks to share their research with Clemson. Topics on display range from studies of coral reefs to volunteer tourism to alternative fuels. Creative Inquiry is open to all Clemson undergraduate students and has enrolled nearly 22,000 since its creation in 2005.
Businesswoman Grace Ame Obeng is fighting against skin bleaching in Africa. A leading entrepreneur in Ghana, Ame Obeng started as a mobile beauty therapist after studying beauty therapy in the United Kingdom. She began working door-to-door in Ghana before deciding to open her first beauty clinic. She works a campaign about skin bleaching, which is the process of using chemical products to lighten skin tone. One of the gravest dangers of this process is that it removes the protective layer of skin, exposing your body to even more sun rays, increasing your risk of developing skin cancer. Many women use household products to create these concoctions, often using perming creams and other harmful chemicals. In addition to her campaign, she is working to educate the people through a weekly newspaper column and training students at her beauty school.
The South Carolina Botanical Garden will be hosting their annual Spring Plant Sale this weekend. The sale will be open to Friends of the Garden from 2 to 6 p.m. on Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. Now let's check in with John Oliver for some entertainment news.
Sad day for fans of The Late Show with David Letterman. This past Thursday, it was confirmed by CBS that his 22-year-long hosting would conclude. Currently, Letterman is lagging behind in his ratings compared to Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel. The hosting gig will officially end as of 2015, but nothing has been confirmed over what or where Letterman will do next. Some names in the mix for possible replacements are Tina Fey, Stephen Colbert, and Ellen DeGeneres. James Franco says he learned a lesson over a recent Instagram love connection. The 35-year-old Academy Award-nominated actor was found in cahoots with a 17-year-old British female. The two met at Franco's production of Mice and Men. Franco asked Lucy Clued about her current relationship status and where she was staying. The actor made an appearance on Live with Kelly and Michael, saying that bad judgment led to his flirting. Before John Hamm became the dapper Don Draper on AMC's Mad Men, he made his first television appearance on a 90s dating show. The video of Hamm has gone viral since its discovery. The clip shows the then 25-year-old Hamm on the big date in 1996. Ultimately, the female contestant did not select him. I wonder if she regrets that decision now. Captain America 2 grossed $37 million in the box office this past weekend. Other box office hits this weekend include God Is Not Dead, Muppets Most Wanted, and Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, John Oliver. A 5-year-old boy has discovered a cheat in the Xbox gaming system, which he used to hack into his father's account to play games inappropriate for his age. The child, Christopher Von Hassel, would incorrectly type in the password and then repeatedly tap the spacebar followed by Enter on the password verification screen. Christopher's father, who works in online security, thought it was pretty cool that his 5-year-old had discovered the cheat. For helping Microsoft fix the vulnerability in their system, he will receive $50, a year's subscription to Xbox Live, and 4 new games.
We're all familiar with the classic video game Tetris, but I doubt you've ever seen it played the way Sam Robinson played it Saturday night. As a part of the Philly Tech Week, Tetris was played on the side of the 29-story Sierra Center in downtown Philadelphia. The hundreds of LEDs in the building's glass normally display patterns, but this past weekend they were repurposed to hope to inspire onlookers to think about the possibilities of technology.
Are you ready for spring scene? Starting Friday, Clemson's campus will be buzzing with activities. Friday kicks off the weekend with the Spring Scene Carnival on the intramural fields from 5 to 9. There will be a zip line, camels, and a Velcro wall. Saturday morning is the happiest 5K on the planet, the Color Run, which will start off at Campus Beach. Take a nap after your run and then head to Little John that night to see Josh Turner. The country star will perform at 8 p.m. and tickets can be purchased at Hendricks. If that isn't enough for you, there will be a basketball and wiffle ball tournament from 1:30 to 5:30 on Sunday. Get a team of 3 players together and sign up on imleagues.com. The last event of the weekend will be the Edwin McCain concert on Sunday night in Tillman Auditorium. Tickets for this concert can also be purchased at Hendricks. And don't forget, if you get hungry during the festivities, stop by participating restaurants to raise money for the Student Emergency Fund.
Last Wednesday, NASA's Cassini spacecraft made observations of Saturn's moon Enceladus that confirmed that the moon does host liquid water. The large underground ocean of liquid water may be a potential home to extraterrestrial life. This discovery puts Enceladus on the list of most likely hosts of extraterrestrial life, along with Saturn's moon Titan and Jupiter's moon Europa.
A Tijuana police officer is to appear in U.S. federal court on charges of possession with intent to distribute both heroin and methamphetamine. No Raygoza Garcia was pulled over on Interstate 15 after he suspiciously decreased his speed and was swerving on the road after seeing a marked police vehicle. When he stepped out of the car, he was shaking violently and almost fell to the ground, claiming that he was very nervous. After officers confirmed his story to be extremely false, the car was searched and police found almost 20 pounds of heroin and methamphetamine. He was scheduled to appear in court last Wednesday, but due to a paperwork mix-up, his arraignment has been rescheduled for April 9th. Now let's look at sports with Gabby.
Thanks, guys. The Clemson basketball season has officially come to an end after Clemson lost to SMU 65-59 in Madison Square Gardens. Despite their loss, Clemson started off the first half with almost flawless shooting and took a 12-point lead going into halftime. Clemson's junior Rod Hall performed an excellent game, putting up 18 points and making all 7 of his free throw attempts. McDaniels also had a great game, blocking 3, putting up 11 points, and picking up 7 rebounds. Hall, Roper, and Harrison went 9 for 9 from the field, 5 for 5 from the 3, and 3 from 3 from the foul line right before half. After the half, the Tigers began to slip after SMU went on a 19-6 run and shooting 59% from the field in the second half. Despite their tough loss, the Tigers ended their season with a 23-13 record. The Clemson's baseball team faced the North Carolina State Wolfpack this weekend in a series of games. On Saturday, the Tigers had a 6-1 victory over the Wolfpack. Matthew Crownover allowed only 1 run in 3 innings in the 8th inning. Crownover was also able to give up 3 hits, 1 run, and 2 walks. Crownover ended the game on Saturday with 7 strikeouts. Chris Oakey and Steve Wilkerson were able to bring in 2 runs, putting the Tigers on top for good in the bottom of the 4th. The Tigers went on to face the Wolfpack again on Sunday with a 9-4 loss. Andrew Kanizer and Trey Turner had 7 hits combined to help bring the Wolfpack to a 9-4 win. Zach Irwin for the Tigers was able to tie his career high with 7 strikeouts. The Tigers and Wolfpack are now even in the series and finish it off tonight at 7 p.m. The Clemson men's golf team finished 15th at the Augusta Invitational with a score of 889. Miller Capps played the first round and shot 1 under par 71, helping the Tigers place 4th in the first round. Stephen Bear had an even par of 72 and was able to finish in 26th place individually. Austin Langdale placed second for the Clemson golf team after finishing with a 219 score and tying for 30th. Central Florida won the tournament a score of 846 and 18 under par. Clemson will face the North Carolina State Wolfpack April in Raleigh, North Carolina. Clemson will kick off football season with spring game in Death Valley on April 12th at 4 p.m. There will be free admission and free parking, so go out and see what your Tigers have in store for this football season. March Madness comes to an end tonight as number 7 UConn faces number 8 Kentucky tonight at 9 in Arlington, Texas. Leading up to the championship, Kentucky faced Wisconsin, beating them by a 3-pointer by Aaron Harrison with only 5.7 seconds left in the game. UConn was able to knock off Florida 63-53. Florida was the team with the toughest defense, but UConn was able to play around that. UConn did suffer a slow start at the first half as Florida took the lead, jumping out with a 9-2 start. The Huskies were finally able to bring in the heat after an 11-0 run and sing a cold shooting hand for Florida. Well, the Masters are coming, and the world-famous Tiger Woods will not be competing due to back surgery. It's been 9 years since Woods has received a green jacket. Woods will begin intensive rehabilitation and soft tissue treatment. He hopes to resume playing sometime this summer. Now for a little NBA. The Suns hold off the Thunder for the West 8 spot, but Kevin Durant has seemed to continuously excel. For the 41st game in a row, Durant has scored at least 25 points, something Michael Jordan hasn't even done. This is the longest streak since Oscar Robertson, who did it for 46 straight games in 1963 to 1964. That's all I have for your sports. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Gabby. After 2 delays last month, California-based company SpaceX is finally set to launch their resupply capsule, Dragon, to the International Space Station on April 14th. The capsule will contain the legs for the station's humanoid robot and 5,000 pounds of other supplies and experiments. This mission will be unaffected by NASA's decision to sever all non-space station-related ties with Roscosmos as a result of the situation in Ukraine.
A French telephone company is being investigated in the suicides of 10 employees since the beginning of the year. This percentage is well above the national average in France, which is already extremely high. This is not the first time Orange has been investigated. There were 35 employee suicides reported from 2008 to 2009. Shortly after, the CEO of the company resigned after being accused of brutal management methods and harassment. Investigators found that most stress originated from the reorganization of the company, and 8 out of 10 suicides were caused by work-related stress. The company refuses to respond to the recent suicides, while the government works to investigate and stop the situation.
As of tomorrow, Microsoft is no longer supporting the Windows XP operating system. They will cease to provide the security updates to the operating system, leaving it vulnerable to security threats. This poses an issue for many companies still using one of the most widely distributed operating systems in the world, including banks, because most ATMs are still running XP. If you have a PC running XP or know anyone that does, you should strongly consider updating to a newer operating system.
There may still be a chance in finding the Malaysia Airlines flight that disappeared about a month ago. The search teams have closed in on a radius about 1,000 miles northwest of Perth, Australia. This comes after a Chinese naval vessel may have discovered underwater signals from the aircraft. They claim to have picked up signals that were descriptive of signals broadcasted by a plane's cockpit recorders and black boxes. Nothing has been confirmed, though, as animals and other boats may give out false signals. Even though Task Force's hopes are being revived as we approach the deadline on the life of the black boxes, cutting off almost all beacons leading to the plane. The investigation into the disappearance of the plane is still ongoing.
According to a Chinese website, a farmer from the Guangdong province in his 60s built a replica of the retired U.S. space shuttle and put it on the roof of his house. It definitely adds a certain flair to his house that makes it stand out from the rest.
That's all for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Clemson.
Be sure to like our Clemson TV Facebook page and follow us on Twitter.
And remember, stay classy, Clemson.